Shalom. Give me a minute.
XAI.
Okay, Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sop. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Yashua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the archons, and to the women and children around the world in Paleo Hebrew language. Kal Halayim Na Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha Rokah Kodash Mahamaf, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Double honors to the apostles of Lion Den's camp. Salutations to the archons on the four corners of the earth, and to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, Lion's Den. Lion at the end, it's not an S, it's a Z. Also, the page that you can go to is on Lion's Den main page. Okay? You can see my elder do videos as well there. Okay, this is great news. You know, one of the things I experience a lot is when our people come up to us when we at camp, you know, so-called Negros Latinos and speckled birds, and hearing us, you know, talk the name of Yahweh Shai in the Bible, it always happens and never fails. The question that they always pop up and come up with is, how do you know that the book, when there's so many Bibles that you're reading, right, can be trusted, since it was written by man? Well, you know, God, Yahweh the Father, inspire man to write the book, but sometimes that does not satisfy our people, right? Their faith is not there at that moment. But look what came up on TikTok with Elon Musk. Grok AI analyzes the Bible as code. The structure was impossible to ignore. Now, even though AI, it is programmed to not say the whole truth or all the truth, but it does say some truth. And on this one, yep, I'm going to play it, but the title of this lesson is called, It Shall Not Return Unto Me Void. Woo! Here we go. Oops, so like something happened there.
Team was there to unveil Grok 4.
Grok 4. I brought 4.
Grok 4. Can't bought Grok.
Grok.
This is the latest artificial intelligence system. We are now at the crossroads where promise and peril are going to collide.
Elon Musk's AI was instructed to analyze the Bible as code, and it immediately detected patterns that should not exist in ancient writing. It found memory structures identical to real eyewitness reports. It found trauma sequences that match modern neuroscience and growth patterns used in biological systems. When the team tied all these findings together, they reached a shocking conclusion: the human memory patterns. The investigation began when researchers programmed Grok to analyze the Bible purely as data structure. The team instructed it to ignore beliefs, religious teachings, and emotional reactions that humans usually attach to the Bible. They told it to analyze the structure of the text the same way it examines source code. Grok scanned the 4 Gospels with pattern detection tools that are normally used to find logic errors in software. The team expected Grok to list mistakes. They expected broken patterns and structural weakness. Instead, Grok returned a shocking result. It said the structure of the Gospels matches the way the human brain records events. The team asked Grok to explain what it meant. Grok showed a breakdown of the narrative flow and pattern density. The system compared these patterns to massive datasets of witness statements, police reports, military debriefings, and trauma logs. These datasets taught Grok how real memory behaves. Human memory does not produce identical reports. Real witnesses always disagree on small details because the brain records events in fragments. Grok said the Gospels follow this same structure. Grok explained that human memory is episodic. Episodic memory means the brain saves experiences in pieces. These pieces include images, emotions, fears, sounds, and reactions. When a person retells an event, the brain rebuilds these pieces into a story. This process creates natural differences between witnesses. Two people can watch the same event and remember different details. This is not a flaw. It is how the brain works. Grok said the differences in the Gospels show this same pattern. The team saw this clearly when Grok examined the resurrection accounts in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Each writer lists different women at the tomb. Matthew names Mary Magdalene and the other Mary. Mark names Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome. Luke adds Joanna and other unnamed women. John mentions only Mary Magdalene. Each account also records different reactions. Some describe fear, others describe shock, and John focuses on Mary's private encounter at the tomb. Grok said these differences match real eyewitness behavior, not fabricated narrative. Critics have used these differences for years to claim the entire story is false. Some have built careers on it. Richard Dawkins, the world's most aggressive critic of religion, pointed to these same passages and said they contain contradictions and cannot be trusted as history. Social media users have repeated his claims for years, with some calling the Bible a funny book made to put fools to sleep. And yet, Grok's conclusion hit the room hard. It said the structure matches real human cognition. It said the writers recorded events the same way the brain naturally processes experience. Nothing looked staged. Nothing looked scripted. If the accounts were invented, why would they follow the exact pattern of real memory? That question stopped the team. But the real threat surfaced moments later. The deeper scan showed narrative patterns that match how the human brain records trauma. The investigation turned darker immediately. Trauma encoding. As soon as the trauma analysis began, the team anticipated normal story structure and familiar religious patterns. They did not expect the system to say that major biblical stories carry the same structure used by the human brain when it stores traumatic memories. This shocked the team because trauma encoding is a clear and measurable system in neuroscience where the brain stores painful or frightening events in a specific pattern. This same pattern appears in soldiers who return from war, in people who survived abuse, in victims of natural disasters, and in anyone who...
The XAI team was there.
Okay, so what does that mean? Number one, that the Bible is inspired, okay, by Yahweh, the Father, through the Son, Yahweh Shai, right? And number two, that the wicked and the heathens are in big trouble, right? The people in power, the wealthy people, and the Committee of 300. Those are the banksters that are hiding behind Corporation Mass that you will never, ever, ever see their faces. But they're the ones that tell the governments around the world what to do and how to do it. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 55, verse 10. For as the rain cometh down, and snow from heaven, and returneth not there either, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. Right? So, as we can see that when God sent his son Yahweh Shai to create all things, he created all things perfect, right? Everything has a purpose. So when the word went out, it never came back void, right? It was accomplished and it became real. I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. Boy, that is great news when I saw this 2 days ago. Verse 2. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, My speech shall distill as a dell, as a small rain upon the tender herb, and as the shower upon the grass. Woo! In other words, it is real. It is a done deal, you know? I mean, if you so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds cannot see this or receive this, it's because it is not given to you by Yahweh Shin Yahushai to receive it and understand it. He's keeping you to be the 2/3 that will come back on the second judgment. Verse 3, look at this, because I will publish the name of Yahweh Shai. Ascribe, yea, greatnesses unto our God Yahweh. Come on, man. Verse 4. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment. A God of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he. And he proved that to the whole world when he was alive and well, walking on planet Earth, Yahweh Shai, and he's going to come back and prove it again, but this time he does not come as a man, but he does come as Superman. Huh? 10 feet tall, dark skin with an afro. Can you see the irony of the wicked, how they refuse to bow down to a dark-skinned king? The one that created them. Created everything. Okay? Even the devil. He created the devil as well. Okay? Let me go back to Isaiah, chapter 55. I go to verse 11. So shall my words be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things whereto I send it. So I don't care how much technology Yahweh Shin Yahushua has given to the Edomites, okay? How much they worship AI, okay? It will not overpower or control the elements. It controls some, don't get me wrong. They can make it rain, they can make an earthquake, tsunami, right? Lightning, okay? But that's very little compared to what Yahweh Shai was given power and authority to control everything. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 54, verse 9. For this is as the water of Noah unto me. For as I have sworn that the water of Noah should no more go over the earth, right? Remember the flood? So I have sworn that I will not be rough with thee, nor rebuke thee. Verse 10. For the mountains, right, the government, shall depart, and the hills, the state, be removed. But my kindnesses shall not depart from thee, neither shall the covenant of my peace be removed, said Yahweh Shai, that has mercy on thee. So, when our people think that the Bible is given to the whole world, right, that the people in power, the Edomites, right, pray to our God, right, for them to stay in power, and that we pray, and they pray that we stay enslaved, and that we pray to the same God, right, that put us in power and put them enslaved. It doesn't work that way, right? Yahweh Bashin Yahushua only has 12 tribes that he's coming for only. the so-called Negros, Latino-Americans, and speckled birds. But he's only coming for 144,000 chosen elect, which is all men, right? That will receive the new body, the perfect body, and spiritual powers, Superman powers, okay? And he's coming also for 1/3 men, women, and children. I can only hope that I'll be one of the chosen ones, okay? I want to go back to Isaiah 55, verse 12. For ye shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Talking about all the people, okay? Because, this is a wicked world. This is a wicked kingdom. It's not even our kingdom, it is our hell, right? We're living behind enemy's line. Job chapter 9, verse 24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, okay? They cover the faces of the judges, all right? What was it? Oh, verse 13, Salakia. Instead of thorns shall come up the fig trees, and instead of briar shall come up the myrtle tree, and it shall be to Yahweh for a name and an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off. No. We all over the world, we are the ones still who are kept in captivity. Okay? They do not want to let us go. And I hear the Caucasian people say, well, we came from slavery also. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And you're going to go back to it again. Okay? But your people are the ones that are in power. Your people are the ones that are suppressing you when you're supposed to be filthy rich just like they are. So your problem is with them, right? But they want to keep us and still suppress us and still, use our gifts and our blessings for them to be, in the positions that they are. And then on top of that, they lie that they, invented and created everything when it's our people. I was in 13, yes. I want to go to Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 11. For as the gird cleaveth unto the loins of a man, so have I caused to cleave unto me the whole house of Israel, and the whole house of Judah, the head tribe, said Yahweh Shai, that they might be unto me for a people, and for a name, and for a praise, and for a glory, but they would not hear. Yeah, 2/3 of our people will not hear it. That's how come they're going to have to go through the second death and get cleansed with fire. Come back as baby to the new kingdom. Verse 12, therefore thou shalt speak unto them these words. Thus said Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai of Israel, every bottle shall be filled with wine, right? With religion. And they shall say unto thee, do we not certainly know that every bottle shall be filled with wine? Like, they always hear, like, we're not going to know what you're doing. No, you're not going to know it. You're not going to see it, but it's going to happen. Verse 13. Oh, wait. Okay, verse 13. Then shalt thou say unto them, thus said Yahweh Shai, behold, I will fill all the inhabitants of this land, even the king that sits upon David's throne, and the priests and the prophets, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem were drunkenness. Yeah. Can you believe it? To this day, 2026, we still have our people, so-called Negros, Latino Americans, speckled birds, being involved when they can Google it, right? And look into it. Being part of these 501c3 incorporated contract churches. A corporation that is owned by the wicked, right? Yahweh Shai is not in that building, okay? But they don't want to look into it. All right, verse, I was at 13, I'm going to 14. And I will dash them one against another, even the fathers and the sons together. Oh, that's not good. Said Yahweh Shai, I will not pity, nor spare, nor have mercy, but destroy them. Verse 15, hear ye and give ear. Be not proud, for Yahweh Shai has spoken. Yeah, that's what it is. Pridefulness, proudness, arrogance, right? Stiff neck. Verse 16, give glory to Yahweh Shai, your God, before he caused darknesses and before your feet stumbles upon the dark mountain. Yep, the wicked ones in power. And while ye look for light, he turns it into shadows of death and makes it gross darknesses. And boy, is it getting darker and darker every day. Wicked and wicked, right? I mean, look what's going on around the world, especially over here in so-called America. Now, I say so-called America because the real name of this place is called Turtle Island. I want to go to Micah. Give me a minute. Where are you? I just saw Micah. Okay, chapter 7, verse 4. The best of them is as a briar, the most upright is sharpened than a thorn edge. The day of thy watchman and thy visitation cometh. Now shall be their perplexity. Boy, he ain't lying. And that is growing day by day. Jacob's trouble out here is growing, getting worse, right? And still our people are not repenting. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I want to go to Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 6. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Yep. When we are sent out to speak the truth in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? If our people receive it, they be blessed. But if they want to give us the finger, well, it is written, cursed will be those who curse us, and blessed those who bless us. Verse 7, and thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. They don't want to give up, right? Okay. Digital system is around the corner, right? Soon the mandate, they're already talking about this new bat virus, right? When they make the mandate of the charagma, right, that everyone has to put in that chip, yeah, it's getting closer. Want to go to verse 8. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious, like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth, eat, and I give thee. Right? He gives us the word in the name of Yahweh Shai, the Holy Spirit. That's our purpose, right? To be alive. It was not just to work as a slave, okay? And that to want to be like the Edomites when we grow up. Come on, man, that's crazy. I'm going to go to Revelation, chapter 10, verse 9. And I went unto the angels and said unto him, give me the little book, right? The Bible. And he said unto me, take it and eat up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweeter as honey. You know I remember when I was little and got sick, my mom would make some cocktail herbs that taste terrible. But she said, boy, it tastes terrible, but it will help. And sure it did. It did. Verse 10, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweeter as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly, Slakia, was bitter. Verse 11, and he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many people and nations and tongues and kings. And that's what we do. That's our job as ambassadors of Yahweh Bashin Yahushai. Okay? I'm going to leave it with Ezekiel chapter 3. Let me go. Verse 10. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thy heart and thy mind, and hear with thy ears. Verse 11. And go, get thee to them of the captivity of our people, right? That forgot that they are slaves. You know, I'm amazed still to this day when I meet our people, you know, that come up to me and talk to me about Jesus, and I bring the topic that you are aware that you are a slave, right? That you come from slavery. They look at me like dumbfounded. Huh? No, man, I'm free. I'm free. Okay. Unto thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thou said Yahweh of power, of God, right? Of Yahweh. Whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. Verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman. That's what we are, also a watchman. Unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the words of my mouth, and give them warning from me. And we are all over the world. Okay, we give warning to our people day and night. They can't say, well, I never heard of that. Okay, the so-called Negros, Latinos, Americans, and speckled birds. We are not black. As what's that guy's name again? Vocab Malone wrote a book about us. Okay, we are different shades of color. Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou give him no warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood would I require at thy hand. See? So we got to speak out. We don't want the blood in our hands. Verse 19, and I leave it with this. Yet, yea, if thou warns the wicked, and he turns not from the wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul. Woo! So, just pass you the information through supposedly an advanced Grok AI analyzing the Bible's code. Okay? And you can see that Elon Musk's face there doesn't look too good, right? I mean, he's been keeping a close eye. He's been looking into the history of the Bible and of the people, and he knows something about us. And at the same time, yeah, he has to do what Yahweh Shin Yahushua has him and the rest of the heathens doing right now. I hope that this was edifying, and with that I'll say, Shalom.